You know, the old saying goes, you're born into this world by yourself, you're going to die in this world by yourself. But what I often wonder, or I still wonder to this day, if anyone cared. Because we live in such a world that moves off a continuous going that uh, doesn't contain any thought. You know, it just go 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 go, and not stop and think. And for me, you know, I always ponder with these thoughts, whether I'm stopping to think or whether I'm going. I'm always thinking about this type of stuff. Like these are the type of things that they just flow through my head, you know. And this is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, I know for a fact that there's some people that I hold very dearly and very close to my heart. If they was to die today, I would be extremely hurt. I would be confused. I would wonder why they took them so early, right? Even though, you know, everybody has a date on when they're gonna leave this earth. For those people that I care about, it's always gonna be the level of confusion. So I think death has no understanding. I mean, there's understanding, but I think it has no understanding as it pertains to us human beings because we haven't checked out of this earth. I should say out of this realm yet. Um, but me, you know, I often wonder if anyone cared because you know, you know, the people I deal with on a regular basis, right? You know, I could be very cold hearted, but I choose not to be because that's not how I want to live my life. And I feel like that a lot of people, you know, they take advantage of my kindness. And because they take advantage of my kindness, they feel like I'm some type of weak person that I can't stand up for myself. I don't have a backbone or anything, you know. And the truth of the matter of it is that I have all of that. It's just that when I get upset, I take things to the extreme, and I don't want to take it to the extreme because it's gonna lead me to a place that I don't want to be in because you know they're giving out you know football numbers in the prison, you know, and so what better way uh, than to show an act of kindness, but at the same time have boundaries in my kindness. And I think with a lot of people is that people do a lot of taking advantage of. Once they see something that they can capitalize on, they're gonna constantly keep doing it over and over again until you have to get serious with them, almost like physical. And then when it gets physical, it'll be too late then. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't take constructive criticism. I mean, they probably could, depending on who it is. But what I mean by constructive criticism is, no matter how nice and genuine I am, I say, hey man, you know, hey man, I appreciate what you did for me, but don't do it again. If you do it again, there might be some issues. So don't do that again, please. That's constructive criticism to me. But you know, people take it out of context, like as if you want to get into a boxing match or something when you tell them something like that, or they feel like you're not allowed to tell them that. You know, and then it gets physical because you're gonna have to be in a situation where you're gonna have to protect yourself because you don't know what that person's gonna do. They're unpredictable. And although in your mind you have it like, okay, I'm just gonna let this person know or let these people know what's going on, and we're gonna, I'm gonna go my way, they're gonna go theirs, and we're gonna be cool, right? But you can't predict what they're gonna do. So because you can't predict what they're gonna do, you have to be prepared for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So um, when I deal with situations like that, you know, I because I'm an overthinker, I always overthink so much, and most of the times when I overthink, I be right about what I think about, right? Instead of just thinking and be like, okay, whatever it's gonna be whatever it is, you know. I'm gonna just take it with whatever it's saying as being something cool. But I think because of what I do, I find some way to protect myself when I overthink. Even though even though it has to be, I mean, it's not a real big deal. It's like something that's very small, very minor. But because of the way I am, I do a lot of that because I want to protect myself. And so, you know, when I get run into these kind of people, you know, Um, I wonder, you know, or even the people that are very kind of very generous to. I wonder if I made an impact in somebody's life, because when I do leave this earth, I want to be remembered as somebody that made an impact in someone's life. I do want to be able to, for people to look back at this video, if there is any technology uh, in 40, 50 years, which it probably will, but who knows? I want somebody to look back at this video because it's going to be in archives and just say, you know, that person was a genuine person, and that's how things were at them times, you know. But you know, I want to be remembered as that, as this person that made a major impact, because everything we do on this earth, we're not going to be able to take it with us when we leave. And I know for a fact I won't be able to take it when I leave, but I want to be able to make an impact so much to the point to where somebody look back and say, man, JP, that guy was a good dude, man. He had genuineness in his heart. And although he didn't take no shit from nobody, he had genuineness in his heart, and he loved and cared about everybody. Um, I want people to say that, as you know, and put their little twist on whatever they particularly might say about me. But I want to be known for that. Um, I don't want to be known as somebody that's like, yep, well, he got what's coming to him. He wasn't shit anyway. Bye. You know, and I do think about that on a regular basis, because you know, when this world is moving, people do show you with their actions that they don't give a damn, right? And although I can just show that too and be selfish and be like, well, the only person I got is me and I care about me. Yeah, I know that, but at the same time, my heart beats for people. It beats for people, and for them to do well and for them to live happy lives. It beats like that, you know. Because even when I sit back and think thoughts to myself about, you know, the world and how people are, I wonder if the good people is all right, right? The bad people, I still care about them too. They just have issues, uh, but you know, them kind of people, you just have to leave them where they at, because they don't want the particular help to be cared for, you know. And if they do need the help to be cared for, they don't understand it, and it's hard to really penetrate a person's mind when they're in that type of mind frame. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, you know, I think about this type of stuff all the time, man, because I know for a fact that I'm on the back end of my life and I don't have that much time left, and I want to be able to do something that's very, very meaningful, because the people that I watch, you know, on TV or even see in person or read books or whatever, them people have made a mark on this planet, and they've been long gone for 30 or 40 years, and they have made an impact on this planet to where people are still referencing the things that these people did or what they talked about. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be one of those impactful people like that, to where I made a difference, right? It didn't come from no school. It didn't come from me getting no type of particular education that the system put out here for people to quote unquote be educated on. No, I'm talking about self-education, which is me educating my own self, because that's the greatest education on this planet, is when you self-educate. um, and so, you know, I want to be able to make that that big impact. You know, um, it's very dear to me, man, because I am gonna check out. I'm gonna check out. I don't know when. I hope it don't be soon, but I hope when I do check out that um, I get talked about. You know, only for the impact that I did on this earth. You know, for what I stood for. You know what I'm saying? Not for people to sit here and talk about the bad or whatever I did, because I think people are going to do that anyway. But I want to be known for the more of the good than the bad, because nobody on this planet is perfect. They make mistakes. They do some things that's bad, you know, but they also do clean it up and become better people. And I have did some bad things in the past, right? But I don't think I did anything to where it sabotaged somebody's life to where their life is going to be ending. And if I did, I apologize. But I'm not that kind of person, man. I don't have it in me. I mean, I think everybody does have it in them to do something if their life is threatened, But on a regular basis, I don't have it in me, man. I don't have it in me at all because I tend to see the good in people, even when they can't see the good in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this is not about validation, if you call it that. No, I want it to be. I just want to be known as somebody to say, "Hey, you don't have to know me from a can of paint, but they know me and they see, these videos and just compartmentalize everything that I said in these videos and like, you know what, that man was going through something at that time and nobody really understood him, but he was very logical in the way he was talking in his videos. I resonate with him. I want to be more tuned in to what he's saying because this might help me in my life to deal with certain things. Yeah, stuff like that, man. I want people to have conversations like that, and when I'm gone, they say when you leave on this planet, you still be kind of floating, like you're in between worlds, so you still can see what's going on in this world, but you just won't be present to know what's really happening. And so if I am in between that, I want to be able to be able to see, if these things are happening. And if it doesn't happen, hey, so be it. But I just want to be known for those things, and I think it'll go a long way. You know what I'm saying? And so, if this video resonated with you guys, leave some comments below. Let's open the discussion, talk about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we're a family here. We all one. I don't believe in. I don't believe in capitalistic system as far as us being separated. I believe we all is one, and we're stronger together instead of being apart. So, with that being said, you guys, until the next video, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you live, and I'll see you guys on the next one.